Hello, hello, everybody.
Hello, hi.
Let some more people join in here. Got a little itinerary for today. So if you guys have any questions, please put it in the chat and we'll get to that at the end of the session when we do QA.
Hey, Russ.
Tim. Alrighty, we'll get started here. Thanks everyone for joining. Like I said earlier, we've got a little bit of an itinerary here. So if you have a question, put it in the chat or just say I have a question. We'll get to that at the end of the session today. We're going to start off by doing some updates on our recent releases. We're going to go over a prompt generation resource that we came up with recently. There's lots of new materials, and other platforms are coming out with their own prompt generation stuff as well. So we're going to kind of throw our hat in that ring as well. We're going to re-review the free AI sales deck resource. A lot of people have been downloading this recently, so we want to make sure that everyone's aware that that's available and you can use it and download it and modify it as needed. And then, of course, we'll go through the QA session. So just to let everyone know, if you don't already know, you can find our updates on Stammer.ai/changelog. And this details basically all the updates that we've ever done on the platform and will ever do basically on the platform. And every time we do a release, we will add the information of what we have put in this release. So that way everyone can know kind of what's going on. So the last couple updates that we've done over the last couple of weeks or last week was GPT 4.0. And we've seen an incredible adoption rate of GPT 4.0 so far, especially because it's so cheap and so fast. So we highly recommend that you move, if you haven't already, move your bots over to the GPT 4.0 model because it will definitely help with performance and with cost. This week, just recently, we pushed a bunch of fixes and improvements and updates. Not too much customer facing stuff, but we're going to continue to improve the underlying functionality of the platform and make sure everything looks nice. A lot of changes, not changes, but a lot of updates to the interface to help simplify things are going to be coming a lot sooner. And you can kind of see that with certain smaller updates that we've done recently where little improvements where we're just cleaning up the interface. So instead of a lot of recurring or, buttons everywhere, you can, it's just a simplified interface. Now, that being said, we had a couple questions of people last week asking more about the customization of the platform. So I just want to make sure everyone's aware of this feature. So once you sign up and you connect your custom domain, you'll be able to log into your custom domain. Now, when you log into your custom domain, you can now update and change a lot of different things about how this looks to your end customers. So you can change how the logo and sign up page looks by uploading a custom picture or a background. So by default, it might look something like this, but maybe I don't want it to look like that. So I could white label it and update it to make it look something like this. So this is just, an image I made on ChatGPT, but the idea is you can customize this to whatever you want. We've started to see other people utilize this area where they put customer reviews or they put shout outs to certain use cases that have been successful in the past. And then similarly, you can update the colors. And so this will change the full styling of the entire platform based off of these default colors. And we're making these default for right now, so that way we can just make sure that everything is working properly and testing it out. And then once we confirm that, we'll open this up to where you guys can set your own custom colors. Cool. For everyone else just joining, we've got a little bit of an itinerary. So if you have a question, please put it in the chat. We're going to go over some more free resources here in a quick second. So that's pretty much all the updates. We're working on more stuff. We got great feedback from Facebook and Meta this week. Our applications are getting through the revision process finally. So we're hoping that those will be approved shortly hereafter. And those will be Facebook integration, Instagram, as well as WhatsApp. Cool. Next, moving up, we've got this AI agent prompt generation resource. So you can access this by going to Stammer.ai/GPT-prompt. And it's basically just this document where you can take this whole section of text and copy it into a session with ChatGPT. And ChatGPT will then walk you through the questions. And this is something that you could do for a client or whatever it may be. but it's going to walk you through all these questions. It's then going to take all the answers and then put it into an example of a prompt. Now, this is an example of a prompt that you could then paste into, excuse me, you could paste into your base system prompt into Stammer.ai. So we're working on basically making a version of this inside the dashboard, inside the platform, where it'll be a system that will have this scenario basically built in. But for now, you can use this as an example, copy and paste it in, and this will get you, if you're brand new to prompting, this will get you from 0 to 1. Like it'll get you that first kind of big step. And a lot of this information can be found more in depth on our documentation. So docs.stammer.ai. This has lots of tutorials and lots of further examples that you can use. It also explains what each of these different sections is and how it affects the prompt of an AI agent. So this is a free thing that you guys can copy and play around with. And like I said, there's other resources. I was playing around with a couple of like the actual GPTs, and there's a few prompt generators in here that you can use, but I would be a little cautious of these because I haven't really tested all these out yet, but prompt generator. So more this stuff is, in flux, and we're improving this as we go, but just to try to give you guys more resources and information out there. Cool. And then we've got the sales deck resource. Justin, do you want to pop in and explain?
Yeah, if you want to pull that up. So yeah, so if you've seen this, this is basically a white label deck for you to use. So basically you can download this, put your own branding in here, and this is all the value propositions we've seen that are so effective with Stammer. And so we can go, go back to slide 1, Ross. We can quickly go through this. So yep, so you literally just put it in and it's in Canva. So you can just download it for yourself and then you can enter your niche, you can enter your website, very straightforward. Next slide. Yep. And again, just quick walkthrough. All of this is malleable. You can edit this according to your niche. So if you want to keep some stuff up, if you want to add some stuff in, more than welcome to. Next slide. And yeah, this is like a brief overview. We understand like a lot of people that you talk to every day are unfamiliar with AI chatbots. They've maybe never even used ChatGPT. Cool. Next one. Just some more features here. And so, I think you guys get the point. Then there's a walkthrough on how to build it as well. And just like, out of curiosity, has anybody actually used this yet? Has anybody loaded this? We've had probably over 100 downloads of this. So has anyone on this call actually used this yet or no? Okay.
Nope.
I used a version of it, Justin.
Oh, awesome.
We used bits of the info, in our deck.
Okay. Can you tell me a little bit about, was it for a specific niche that you guys are targeting, or was this a new niche? Like, why did you use this? Because Tim, we know you have a great presence with our platform. Did you use it for a different niche or your current core customer?
We're trying to create a more of a value proposition for clients. So it was to talk to them and get the message across straight away what the cost saving would be, particularly in customer service. So it was all about, what does a customer service agent cost you right now? And I know Ross has got this slide pricing thing.
The calculator. Yeah.
So it was something along those lines, but just really to explain up front what that value proposition was for the client.
Gotcha. That makes sense. And cool. Luciola, I just saw you put in the chat here. Welcome, first of all, from Brazil. I would like to know how many users the platform can handle in white label format. If you get 1,000 customers, is it possible? It is absolutely possible. Yes. As a matter of fact, you get 10,000, you can get 1 million. Absolutely. So I'll wait until the end. I got very excited about that question. So I'll wait until the end so we can all address that. But yeah, just wanted to ask if anyone has any questions on the deck or any other resources that you've used that can help other agencies sell more bots.
You can get these links are in the chat to download these for free. One other piece that I'll toss in is referencing the Klarna.com article. So a lot of people have seen this. It's set the world kind of on fire, especially in the AI chatbot world. But Klarna was basically paid millions of dollars to OpenAI to have them have a direct integration, which is exactly what we are all doing. And so now this is a really good reference or use case study of how OpenAI, ChatGPT, AI agent chatbots can help specifically with customer support. And this kicker line right here, they're estimating that it's going to drive about $40 million in profit. Now, crazy large example, but these crazy large examples that get people extremely excited that you can then use to leverage to get them more interested to maybe get on a call or, go further into the process. This is a really good one to reference. Hop into some QA. So yeah, as Justin kind of alluded, we can do unlimited. And if you're on either the full SaaS mode or the enterprise mode, that gives you basically unlimited sub accounts. So you pay one amount per month, and then you don't have to worry about paying for additional.
Yeah. And Luciola, just real quick, can you 1,000 customers is a good reference point. Do you have a particular niche or, a market that you're looking at right now to sell into?
You're right.
Sounds good. Cool. Yeah. And then for everyone else, if anybody has any questions, please just drop it in the chat or raise your hand or whatever. We're getting some. Oh, yeah. Hey.
Quick question for you. So I just came up against an objection there that I'm kind of wanted to open up to the floor, see if anybody's come across it before or how they answered it. But one of my clients is one of the universities here in Ireland, and they have a lot of the big point for them is all around data security. And when they actually saw that the system was driven by ChatGPT, they had a couple of questions that I really didn't know how to answer. So I suppose they just became concerned that the data that was entered into the chatbot might be dispersed, or that any kind of sensitive data might be fed back into the overall ChatGPT OpenAI ecosystem. So just wondering if anybody's come across that and what a response to that might be.
Yeah, I'll give the quick answer and then I'll let Tim kind of flush it out. So when data is used by OpenAI through the API, which is the way that we are using it, that data is not used to train their models. And that's the policy.
Yeah, no, exactly. And if there ever was a concern about that with a company, there are approaches we could use, like using Azure's versions of the models, which are supposedly even more separate from the kind of main ChatGPT. We just haven't had anyone come to us with a real customer that, will work with us to get that done. So that's why we have not pursued that yet.
Yeah. I mean, no, that sounds, if I'd known that 6 hours ago, probably would have been more helpful to myself. But yeah, that's my own fault for not Googling. Thanks.
Cool. Yeah.
I have another comment about that. Sorry to interrupt. Is there any information, and what I would ask them is there any information that you're going to train the chatbot on that is not already publicly available via their website or documentation or anything like that? If the answer is yes, then what specifically would they want the chatbot to do that the website or any of their other resources can't already do?
Yeah, I don't think it was, like in my particular case, I don't think it was an issue on what the chatbot would be trained on. What we were going to use it for, it's a project with farmers who would be querying about local laws and policies around farming and also around research into farming. Mm-hmm. So to be able to kind of take that, digest it and spit it back out in a more user-friendly format so they don't have to go reading through scientific papers.
Textbooks.
Exactly. Yeah. So I don't think it was so much that. I think it was more the kind of OpenAI side that they were concerned about. But
okay,
it's good to know that it's insulated anyway.
Cool. Lucio I have a question about sub accounts. What is the difference between agents? What is the difference between agents? Are these sub accounts within agents? The goal is to sell agents to our clients. Yeah. So a sub account is a client sub account. And inside a client sub account, you can have as many AI agents as you want. And the way it kind of works is when you sign up as an agency, you have an agency pool of available sub accounts and available AI agents to get when you get started. And you can basically allocate those as you see fit. So you could sell one AI agent to one client sub account, or you could create a subscription product that sells 5 AI agents to one sub account. Doesn't really matter. It's however you kind of want to however you want to do it. Second question, is it true, as Stammer.ai told me, that all the website code will be under our company's domain? Yes. So this is the white label API. So what happens is when you sign up and add your custom domain, we provide you with an API. And the benefit of using that API is it's connected to all of your billing. So that way you can set you set how much you want to make on each AI agent, each message, and all of that is run through your white label API. So if you wanted to also connect it with some other platform manually, your clients wouldn't see app.stammer.ai/API. They would see your domain dot whatever. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And then how do we provide dedicated support? This is different for a lot of different agencies. Some of the more established agencies, they're using this as an enhancement of their existing offer. So they already have these support channels already. One of the things that we'll be adding in very soon is a place within the dashboard where you can add in your own chatbot to offer support within your dashboard to your clients that's white labeled. In addition to being able to automate support tickets and things like that, we use Freshdesk. So that's one that we've recommended to others if you're trying to go, really heavy, which it kind of sounds like you might be with thousands of potential clients. So having a system to manage support tickets is definitely going to be.
Okay. But with Stammer and my company, we have some support like this, or just this live, I think, is every day we make this live, okay, or no?
Can you
It's
write
live
it? Can you write out the
Yes.
question? Thanks. Z asks, can you create specific personalized agents to sub accounts compared to generic agents that could be assigned to specific sub accounts based on the package they purchased via my agency? So are you asking like if I could create personalized bot A under subscription A and then personalized bot B under subscription B? Is that kind of the idea right there?
You speaking with me?
Can you guys hear me now?
Oh, there we go. Gotcha.
All right, great. Sorry, I took my headphones off, didn't realize. So what I mean by it is, like, you mentioned how you could have these agents, right? And you could assign them, say, hey, you saw a specific package of 5 agents to one customer. Maybe you have a different subset to another based on the different memberships you offer. But what about more of a personalized experience where, like, I will build a suite of agents specific to you, client, and it's custom to just your sub account, versus like this is just an agent that I could assign to any sub account. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so you could do that by either logging into their account, like going into their sub account and creating a bot in their sub account, or you could just create a personalized one in your agency account and then clone it into their sub account after you're done. And then that way they're not seeing you like quote unquote work on it while you're working on it. And then all of a sudden one day they log in and another bot just kind of appears in their account. Like, oh, great. Or 3 for that matter.
Yep. That makes sense. Cool. Thank you.
Cool. Yeah. For my company, does Stammer provide any type of support or is just these lives? We have a multitude of different support options. So these are kind of the general introductory kind of support calls. If you sign up for one of our larger plans, we have a VIP onboarding, which is basically a one-on-one hour-long introduction to the platform where we help you get started and build out your first AI agent. And then we have support tickets as well as the Discord as well.
Okay, great. Thank you.
I think that was all the questions in the chat. Anybody have any other questions they'd like to add? All righty. Well, thanks everyone for joining. We will see you guys next week. Take care.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.